Well, hello. Welcome back to the kingdom here. I'm going to do something a little different. God has just kind of visually shown me what we're going to do here. And I'm actually really excited because I didn't plan this, but that's how he works. So welcome. We are just going to do a collective reading. We're just going to jump right into our kingdom here, see what is going on, what is being reflected, what is being refracted, what is being blocked, what is being pushed forward through. What is it? And what we are going to do today is I've got 3 playing decks here. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. And I've got 3 tarot decks here. 1, 2, and 3. So from your light source, the light bulb itself, we're moving up into this direction here. If you see, okay, kind of just like that. The inside and the outside. The very beginning of the root, we're going to do moon, star, and sun. And we are going to see what's going on with your crown chakra. Crown chakra has been a huge message within the last week. And he just showed me how he wanted me to do these cards. 1, 2, 3. And so let's just take a look at our crowns and see what's going on here. From the very, very, very beginning, though, we have to go from the middle and what is going to be divided. So as we have the moon here, we have the moon miniature roots here. Okay, the branches, the leaves. The sun, the star, and the inner children here. And then we have the sun, inner boy, inner children, inner girl, really. Okay, we're going to look at all of these inner child. Sorry, you guys. All right, try this again. Inner child healing. And what needs to be seen in order to open up this portal in your head here to be able to flow everything through, because if the crown is not open, the seal is not open, and 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, there can't be a balance of 6 total, 6, 6, 6 overall. And Revelations 13:18 tells us that that is man's true alignment number. 2, 3, 4, right there. See, shut the front door. He's already here. All right, well, here's your light source. Here's your root, and I'm honoring it. So let's get started. We are going to start pulling cards here within the very middle, the beginning and the end. Okay, let's see. Let's pull in this inner children message. The powers of masculine and feminine together to make the one there. Thank you, Lord. Okay, thank you. Okay, now we're going to pull the moon, because that star is going to come first after that paradigm shift has happened, after the seal has been broken, after the veil that was there, the illusion was ripped off, because Isaiah 25:7, that's what he wants to do, and that's what he's working on. Otherwise, he would not have brought your crown up. He wants to show you how valuable you are, and he needs to be able to see in the inside of you, because he doesn't care what the outside of you looks like. 333. He looks at the inside, and he looks at the heart. Okay, let's pull on this moon, this inner feminine here. Okay, what's manipulating, what's not able to continue this ascension because it's so busy refracting back to your inner children, that your inner children can't possibly overpower and overcome because of that incoming energy here. Also by way of the sun too. Okay, the sun is always there. It is our negative and positive dominant branch that we are rooting ourselves off of. But in order to bounce back and to be able to produce that whole cycle there, Adam had to have Eve and Eve had to have Adam, but they had to have both powers of both in between and in the middle for it to completely move and have that potential energy continue to circulate. Okay, circulation is also here. You might be dealing with poor circulation issues. You might be a heavy cigarette smoker. Emphysema, COPD is here. There's absolute need for there's bed rest here, and someone who's dealing with that. And the more that you hold on to what you're allowing yourself to manipulate your body, the more that you're going to feel horrible. 444. The cigarette smoking is something that comes from that action. However, the more that you continue to do so, the more that you continue to put things into your flesh that are not going to work in your spirit, the more that you're holding yourself back from that ascension. So now that he's brought that circulation from the outside in, this circulation will not be able to move forward. And if your own circulation of your flesh is having issues, then wouldn't your energetical issues be backfiring as well? If you need a spiritual update, your phone is going to be freaking out until you're able to update it. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of self-empowerment by way of that intuition that needs to come in to help you set on the right way to become habitual in creating these healthy habits for yourself. You are worthy of it. You definitely are. You just have to choose to be worthy about it. It's always a choice, honey, and you always have that choice. All right. Let's do one more shuffle there. All right, Lord, let's pull on this moon energy. This inner girl. Inner girl, no matter if you are masculine or feminine looking at me, or you choose to not gender yourself, I love you as well. 555 is here. We have both of these powers on the inside of us, and we have to take acknowledgement for them. Okay, there we go. Keep the bottom of the deck there just in case he's wanting it. I think he is, so we'll move forward. We are now going to pull the rest of that sun, 611 here, the masculine inner children here, the inner boy. Thank you, Lord. That's when you want. Okay. So now we started with the star, and we have to move up to the star. It has to come back to the star. That star being inner Jesus, by the way, but it's also going to be your inner strength, the inside and the outside. And God works on the outside of you as above and so below, and Jesus has to work on the inside of you as within, so without. They have to work together, and Jesus is the only converter for that energy to be transmuted. When you accept Jesus, you also accept the Father and everything that he has to give you. Okay. So once that tower can be paradigm shifted and conquered and moved on up, the true powers of you are going to come on out, and you're going to see that you are God's children all along. Okay, Jehovah, let's pull on this star here. This inner intuition, what's really being blocked here. All three of these? All four? No. Okay. They're just, all right. I see. I see. All right, Lord. Okay, any more than that then? One more, he says. These cards are hard. These are plastic. They're much thicker and harder to shuffle. And with my, oh, there it is. No. Those two. Okay. And with my weakness level, sometimes it's really hard to get a good grasp on those. But here we go. There's the star there. Now let's bump on over to this moon, because that's what's going to have to come next, the Eve to the atom. So the atom's already there, but the Eve is also present. So it just has to reproduce a little bit more, move that potential energy this way and activate it, and move it back home to the head of the house, the boss, the chief, the head, the Resh in Hebrew, in Gematria here, the sun itself. But the inside of the house, who does the cooking and the cleaning and keeps everything going, is the Empress. And that's who we are channeling now in this inner girl to become that Empress over time within this big funnel. Okay, that's what I'm seeing, a big funnel, a big spectrum from this light source. Okay, 811, that's you. Then as that happens, it's also bringing in that Emperor energy. And this is going to be completely what's in your eye, your overall Aleph, your 5 and 1. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the backside would be 5. So there's just so much here to see. But it's just this overall like fence and this chariot and how this energy is being held in order to see and ascend and descend what you see and what you don't see. Okay, isn't that beautiful? I love that so much. All right. Let's pull on this Empress energy, Lord. Let's continue moving on with this inner girl, confirming and clarifying anything that you'd like to confirm and clarify about that to bring this Empress energy in. Oh, okay. I know it's that one. I see. All right, Father. Just that one there, though. He's very adamant on it. Now we're going to move over to the masculine, the sun. The sun is the Resh in Hebrew, 911. Thank you, Jesus, for being here, that hermit energy. But the moon is the Kuf in Hebrew, Psalm 119. Both of these are reflected. And the moon, the Kuf is the back door. So when you're looking at the house and you're looking at the back door versus the front door, it's going to lead you to a different portal. It's going to lead you to the inside and the outside. And it's not the same door, but it contains the same energy. Back door and the front door, and just what's in between. Jesus. All right, Lord, let's pull on this sun, inner boy to emperor energy. Thank you so much. Just that one too. So look at this. We have one on the moon, one on the sun, but then we have 3 in the star. That is so funny. That is so funny. Your 3 pillars and then the activation energy to keep it moving within this infinity here. That is beautiful, Lord. All right, let me grab another drink really fast. I need to rearrange my hips here. Oh, and we will get started. All right, so let's start to take a look at this deep intuition, inner child healing. I'm so proud of you for staying here, as you know that this might be triggering for some. I'm already getting a trigger warning, so I just want to say that. At the same time, I'm very proud of you for those who have done the soul work, have begun to do the shadow work, the light work, have survived their dark night of the soul. And we might see the opposite side of this picture here, this funnel, right? To be able to move back and forth, we have to be able to acknowledge all of it. We have to be able to see the whole entire offering in order to tend and produce its fruit. Okay, let's see this card here. And I also see that it's negative. So loading your arc a certain way is what's going to weigh you within your scales here. Move your wheels in those directions, okay? Ace of Wands, 1111 here. Lord, that is so funny. Well, there's that eternal flame that's always deep down. It's always deep down within our soul's nucleus. It is always the Aleph, the A, the overall start, 1123 there, the Alpha to the Omega, the inside to the outside, the beginning and the end. Wands is our wands. And I use wands as wounds. It is our boo-boos, the lies, the truth that we thought that was, everything that is going to hurt us, all of the scars. Then our 2s come in, our swords, and those are our mirrors, our reflections. That is our true vision of what we are and how we are projecting ourselves, and we do not take a personal accountability for that either. When we do, we're able to cleanse away the boo-boos, the wounds, with the truth, the light, turning our wounds into light, and now we are tending them. We are taking care of them. We are being gentle. And we are loving them like Jesus would love them. We begin to clean them, the inside of the cup first, and then the outside of the cup with this self path of forgiveness, because Jesus is leading you and he's already walked this path. And then we get to our pentacles, and it is our flesh, but it's also our potential energy and everything that we hold inside to keep us moving, to keep us going forward within the power of us, because we are now made in God's image. As we are trafficked here on earth in sleep mode, we are produced in the devil's image. And this is why those swords are so hard to face. But when you do, you see the opposite side. You see the back door, and a whole new opportunity is there for your faith. And it's always right there for you. Look, I said it was negative because I saw that card like this instead of like this. But whether it's negative or positive, he always has that eternal flame going on in you. Those that are doing that shadow work, yours is live and active and present, and that phoenix is ready to rise from the ashes at any time that you give yourself permission. Okay, let's bounce, and we're going to go to the left before the right. We have to go to the moon first before the sun, even though the sun was there first, 1311, but we have to have the Eve. We have to have the egg. We have to have everything in order to move it forward. Every one of these currents holds both of these powers. It's just depending on which current is more dominating, okay? The Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, okay? The Father is here. The Son, who's always looking for his bridegroom, and the Spirit alone, the main 3 frequencies, 1333, one body of Christ, 333, always bringing in good things for you, because 3 by 3 by 3 is 9. That hermit energy, Jesus, Yeshua. I love it. All right, so let's move in, and we are going to see the moon here. 6 of Wands. I love this because he's still being truthful. He still is absolutely showing that truthful and consistent message that he always does. And we are still trapped in the wands here. This awakening hasn't quite happened yet, but the possibility is always there. And the victory is there. You just have to accept it. You have to remember that self-victory is there before having victory with anyone else. We've already talked about that 5 and 1, our Hierophant energy, being able to rebloom here within that happy home and that happy stability. Our 5 and 1 leads us back to Luke 12:49, not peace but division. And he speaks of how there will be 5 and 1 in one family. Family, still the same root, okay? It's just different branches. And now here comes this family, and this father will be against the son, And then the mother will be against the daughter. And then the in-laws begin to come in to grow and to brew those branches further deeper, and the leaves to grow what's good, what's going to fill it all up, what's going to fill it in, right? Well, here comes this 5. And if we have plus 1 more of that ace, we're going to be able to have that lover's decision, which is why there's that victory. That overall 6 is there. Okay. 6 is also going to be 2 3s. Divided in between that point, which is going to be that moon right there, that empress, and that negative empress, and then that positive empress. And you have the ability to choose which way in your own lover's decision, which way you're going to go. Are you going to move forward and continue healing yourself and your inner child healing? The mom is also very present here, the moon, the mother herself, and there might be motherly maternal traumas that need to be broken, generational cycles and curses that you will need to break as a cycle breaker. And trust me, I am a black sheep myself, and we are feeling that way. We have been made that way. We have been the target of our family because no one else could overpower the strength that we have inside. If God has shown us that we're a black sheep, or the devil, as we are stuck in the Tropic of Capricorn here, but God continues to show you, you don't feel right. You have to act upon it, that solar plexus chakra energy, to open up your heart and make that decision for yourself, and to roar like the lion that you are, and to throw the stone at Goliath, because the power and that potential energy within you, you only experience that. They will never feel that. Okay, that 6 is there to move you forward in that right direction. And we already talked about 6, 6, and 6. Okay, so look at that. He's even being truthful in that as well. Now we have to be careful though, because as we're moving forward, 6 is that lover's decision. We saw that 5 here. So we have to go 2 by 2, right? If we're loading and unloading this arc correctly, with more clean spirits than unclean spirits. So that 5 is here. So automatically I have to project an empress, because 5 minus 2 is 3. So we presently have her here. And then 5 plus 2 is 7. And that chariot, that forward movement, the fence back in Hebrew, the het or the chet, depending on how you have learned it. However, it is the fence and how this stability is being formed. And we've already brought that up already. We have seen that before. He's being truthful and consistent and bringing that back. 6 plus that Ace of Wands is that 7 of Wands. And you have the choice to not be defensive anymore. You have the choice to let go of everything that you tried to hold on to so long before as if it was a possession. And now you have to understand that everything that's going to move you forward in the right direction is going to be communication with yourself. I don't want to be defensive with anybody else because I already have that spiritual victory. It's right here, and I've only experienced it for myself. How can they take it from me? Why do I have to be defensive when all I need to do is the 8 of Wands my ass and start communicating with myself? Because if we have 2 by 2, then we're also going to have 8 of Wands. And if we're going to have 2 by 2, we're also going to have that strength, that infinity, the inside and the outside, the back and the front, right here within your crown. Also, that chariot energy, that 7, 2 by 2, is Jesus again in that hermit energy, only to bring in that 11, 11 of all your inner children here. That's why there's 3 cards here in the 1, 4. Page of Wands, Page of Swords, Page of Cups, and Page of Pentacles all has to be within here. Your 4 of Wands really just reflected in all these other opposite reflections within this big one. And I can see on the inside and how it's fencing out, because that's exactly how it would do. It would bloom. It would continue to grow on the inside as it continues to bloom on the outside. Jesus is there presently as the outside is also working in your favor. I absolutely love that. Okay, now let's move on to this masculine side, and let's see exactly how this masculine energy needs to meet this Empress energy. There's victory here. This masculine seems to be refracting it. This masculine doesn't quite seem to be inviting this in quite yet, but it's there, the opportunity, and this phoenix rising from the ashes has to be accepted on both parts of you, okay? All right, you ready? Let's see. Eight of Wands. Didn't we just talk about that? 6, 7 of Wands, and 8 of Wands. All you have to do is stop running out of your ego. Stop operating out of your victim. Choose to let go things that you're holding on to for way too long anyway. Are they actually going to serve you? Are they going to be anything less than joyful? Look at this. This gives us 14, 15 wands here. So this devil Capricorn energy is really trying to take over your tower. So you cannot ascend and rise above like Jesus, because if he is risen, you can do it too into your Tropic of Cancer, which is that overall stability, those cups to overflow you over and over, over and over. I love that so much. That masculine energy just needs to meet them at the door. Look at, there's that Chariot as well. This masculine energy and this Empress energy as well need to have the strength to come together and move forward within that Chariot in order to ascend up that tower and paradigm it and to be able to convert that energy. I love that so much. There's a lot of fire here. I mean, look at how truthful he is being as well. This is all of our wands. This is all of our wounds. This is all of our boo-boos. And all we have to do is tell ourselves, okay, I'm ready for it to be cleansed. Jesus, come on in. The door is right there. Beautiful. Let's look at the bottom of the decks of these. So to go with this Ace of Wands here, King of Swords, to go with the Moon here, that Six of Wands, Page of Wands. Oh my gosh, see, I told you that Page of Wands was around here. It would have to. In order to set yourself in the right direction, to apologize to yourself, and to be able to bring your truth in like the Emperor you are, but that Empress is also there to be able to balance it all out on each side. And I'm telling you right now, if the King of Swords is here, the Queen of Swords is going to be around. She has to be, because she came first. All right, bottom of the deck for this Eight of Wands here on this masculine side, because that feminine side is already calling that Emperor home. Five of Cups. Exactly. And I love it too, because this art, this altar is loaded positively. This has cleanly spirits in it. Okay. Here's 5 here. This is going to reflect back to our 5 and 2. Okay. Our 5 and our 2. And that's really funny, but really it's 5 and 3 right now, because 5 of Cups, 5 of Threes. So you have 3 5 5 5s in order to change, to bring all of this out and to put everything else in. That's good. 2 here are facing downwards. They are negative. They are being pulled by the devil himself. However, here is 3 of Hearts. You're going to be cupping and celebrating, right? 3 of Cups. But this is all pointing upwards into the rising above. Look at that. You just have to clear out this broken heart, sweetheart. This victory is within yourself. You may not have closure with them, but you're also not getting closure with yourself. And they have no control over how you harbor all of this. Okay, I cannot believe that. That 8 of Wands came out. All right, so let's move on forward here. We're going to branch up. We're going to get into the tarot, and we're going to start to look at this inner child, this inner intuition, all of our pages really within our princes and our princesses, 2211. And let's keep in mind that we're still looking for that Queen of Swords in any other pages as well. I love it so much. Another thing is true that he's being truthful and consistent on is we've seen the wands, now we see the swords, and now we see the cups. And this is how true ascension would be before we could come back down to descend and move it all over again with that overflowing energy, pentacles, the potential energy to continue moving it. All right. Oh, gosh. Let's check out these cards here. Let's see here. Yes, I saw that one. So the High Priestess, that one is the one that flung out over here, and I couldn't get a good grasp on it, but it was just ready to go. It came in the negative, and this is exactly what should be here. This is going to be your High Priestess. This is the back door to your Magician front door. This is your divine feminine current. This is the Empress overall. And right now she's very wicked. She's very manipulative. She's very uncontrollable, because she has too many negative spirits within there, right? And there's no communication here within the truth. And this is that overall swords. So look at how he's really trying to bring the truth in, but that masculine is really the one that's blocking it, because they're refusing to communicate. Within inside of you here, this masculine and this Empress energy, there is nothing you can do to move it forward faster. All you have to do is say yes and be walking on that path, and it will begin to move in your favor. And the more that energy that you intend to put towards it, the more your intentions are actually going to give you that victory as well. So the High Priestess is there. We also have that Cancer, that Moon, that energy, and that's exactly what would come next. Okay, once that King of Swords comes out, then the rest of that Cups is going to come in, which is going to bring just more High Priestess energy towards that Empress, that Moon itself. It's negative, so remember that that Moon is very negative and very manipulating over your water. But when it's not, when this High Priestess can come in, you will see everything that's good, and that's when divine union will take place, because you will have the duality of God on earth, knowing everything from good and bad and choosing within your free will to operate in the right way. When Eve sinned, Adam and Eve both had the opportunity to recognize that they knew duality. They knew the difference between good and bad. They became clothed in their magician energy, their tent. In Hebrew, it goes back to our skin. They were just light sources before, their inner truth. So as we are stuck here in the wands, in the wounds, in our flesh scientific test tubes here, it is not our truest form. And this whole time on earth, you have tried to operate like it's your truest form, and it is not. Your spirit has always been against your flesh because your flesh has always been against your spirit. Okay, but your spirit has been trafficked behind these bars here. Let's see what else is here. The Fool and the Lovers. Lord, you are joking me right now. Your true intuition is being blocked from helping you start over anew in this Ace of Wands. And the Lovers is right here, the 6. Are you kidding me, Lord? So thank you once again for being truthful and consistent and showing exactly the same current here. We also have that 5 and 1, that Hierophant energy within there. But we also have the whole rest of the house. We have the Magician, we have the High Priestess, and she's sure around, isn't she? We have the Empress, and we have the Emperor. And now we just have to make the Lover's decision for yourself. Thank you so much, Lord, for having my back on that. Oh, gosh. Thank you so much. My goodness. Wow, Aries is here, Gemini, Leo, Sagittarius, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I mean, it is all here. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius as well. We're just missing the earth. We're missing that potential energy. We have yet to see it. It is so far out in the funnel, because when we look farther out into the funnel right now, all we see is this happiness that you decided to leave everything that wasn't working for you. You stood in your truth after you decided to come home to yourself. And now you have a true lover's decision within your sun and your moon, your emperor and your empress. And that's all you need by yourself. I love that so much. Let's see the bottom of the deck for the intuition here. That's what we're going to do. Queen of Cups. You are joking me, Lord. I love it because look at, he says all you need to do is just make your own choice. Follow your own heart. Make your own decisions. You will be your true soulmate. And if the Queen of Cups is here, it's because the King of Cups is in your heart. Jesus himself, that 9 by 9, excuse me, 3 by 3 that we saw, but 9 by 9 would actually work as well in the bigger funnel out, right? But at the same time, that King of Cups has to be around. That King of Swords is here. So 2 by 2. Okay, 2 by 2. That Queen of Cups is here. That King of Cups needs to be around. And if he's not being accounted for, it's because we are presently in his energy. This Queen of Swords as well, because this Queen of Swords has to come in right here to bring in this High Priestess energy. Okay. I'm telling you right now, this Queen of Swords has to come in first before that Queen of Cups can. 2711, Queen of Cups here, 5 of Pentacles. Exactly. There's that earth. Finally, this earth, this whole potential energy and everything that you have to be worthy of yourself and the power of you is going to come when you're not allowing yourself to suffer, when you're not putting yourself out in the cold, when you're able to take on this inner child healing and bring the truth in. Okay, one more card, and then we're going to check that moon deck, and I'm buzzing off of that moon deck. I'm going to shit my pants. 3 of Swords. Well, we have that King of Swords here. This 3 of Swords is you've been trapped in the stabbing of your own heart, and you're the one who continues to stab it by continuing to think about all of these miscommunications, everything that you weren't successful over, anything that tore you away from your true self already, everything that doesn't bring you peace. The Lord just wants to divide it away from you because your 5 is that big Hierophant energy. And what's going to bring you peace? Jesus overall. All right. King of Swords. Well, I love it because that King of Swords is there and the King of Swords is here. So once again, we have to have that Queen of Swords energy and take it presently. That's exactly what we are stuck in right now. That Page of Wands is already there and there's a new ace already. So it's telling me that your swords is starting to come in. This Page of Wands has already been accepted. You need to say the apology to yourself. And now it's just taking the time to really settle out the dust from the truth. And as you do that, that water is going to come in lovingly because you're going to start loving yourself. The Queen is here. The 9 of Cups also has to be there too. And that 9 of Cups is that self-love cup club and being able to give yourself all of that love in the new foolish adventure that you are on because you chose yourself. And that is beyond beautiful. When you choose yourself, you're also able to move forward in the right direction with no other interferences, with no other wounds or boo-boos here to re-hurt you again. Because as you move forward into your funnel here, you're ascending deeper and you're attracting better things for you within your harvest. So you can't even go back to this old part of this tower, 2911 there. And anyone who's riding their chariot and their hand is on the plow and they continue to look back, they are not fit for the service in the kingdom of heaven. So as you are continuing to move forward, you just have to be willing to let everything go because because it's not doing you any good anyway. That King of Swords, this Empress energy is very much here. And I love it so much because there's so many kings here. There's almost like there's just two energies. And so you have one within and one without. And the one without of you is just, there's almost so much manipulation here. This is why this separation needs to happen. There's that five of, again, we have 5 of 3s and 5 of 4s right here with that 5 of Pentacles. Okay, 5 of 3s and 5 of 4s. Okay, that's too much. 5 of 5 is going to be stopping your love and your true potential from coming in because you haven't been able to just look in the mirror and say it to yourself. You're not able to do this because you've been focusing so much energy on the outside world and that person that you thought was it, and it's not. Let's see this. You are yours before you are anyone else's. The Empress, you are joking me, Lord. Oh my God. Thank you again for being truthful and consistent. Deep down, it's like as soon as you work on this maternal trauma, as soon as you work on all these baggages, all of these suitcases that you put your name on and decided to harbor in your storage for rent-free, it's so simple. There's not very much there. It's just 2 or 3 really true, truthful things that hurt you very, very, very bad. And you just continue to hold on to them. But as soon as you let them go, your true Empress power is going to come in because that High Priestess was able to come in. Do you see how he's working truthful and consistently again? Your Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio is all here. And all 3 of these lead back to the mama. There's maternal trauma here that absolutely needs to be fixed. Ace of Pentacles, exactly. So here comes that Earth. And look at, if you have 6 of Wands, you got to have 6 of 4s. 6 of Pentacles, 3111. You're going to be able to move on. Give yourself that equal give and take. You're going to be able to not see that you're a failure. You're going to be able to see the self-efficacy within yourself and move on and be able to gain everything that's good for you in your worth and in your inheritance. And you're going to be able to help make heaven crowded. And that is beautiful. Ace of Pentacles. Let's do one. Actually, he's bringing this one out. Let's see. 3 of Swords. My goodness. 3 of Swords and 3 of Swords. You just got to clear out the broken heart, honey. It ain't doing you any good. It ain't doing you any good. Okay. I'm telling you right now too. Let's take a look at your mother for a minute. Is she nice to herself? Does she treat herself kindly? Does she speak to herself kindly? Does she see herself as a failure? Does she see herself as prideful, narcissistic, entitled? Observe your mother's behavior. It's a gift to you, really. Any difficult person and dealing with them is a gift to you because it gives you that spiritual opportunity to rise above from the high place where it's always good and to decide, oh, they're operating out of their victim. And my mother always operates out of my victim, her victim, which is also my victim because you're a reflection of her. And then you've decided to act out of your victim. So now you are just like your mother. Does your mother love herself? Do you love yourself? Does your mother accept herself? No. Well, then how is she ever going to accept you? How are you ever going to accept yourself? You have the choice. You have the right. You have the experience on your own. And she's just going to continue breaking your heart over and over because that's what she knows how to do best to herself. 6 of Wands. You are joking me, Lord. See? Thank you, Lord. You will have the victory. It is there, and he says it is good. All right. There's Ace of Cups there. Did we get a second card for that? Yes, we did. That Ace of Wands, that Ace of Cups there. That's weird. I didn't mean to look at that, but I did. But that Ace of Cups is there because 2 by 2. And as soon as you clean out 2 by 2 there, okay, as soon as you clean it out, you're able to make room for more. That's good. And that victory is already there. All right, let's move on over to this masculine tarot and then we're going to wrap it up. My gosh. I get it now though. Your masculine energy is so truthful and so strong. And when you make that decision, you're like, yep, that's what I'm acting upon. But you never, ever, ever take your emotions into consideration and giving them an opinion versus a voting right like you used to when you used to be so emotionally reactive. You have to be able to take the good with the bad, dear. You have to be able to take advantage of the duality within you when you're able to and use it in your favor for good ways, you know. This King of Swords here is very, very present because at the front door, it is ready to move on your activation energy to clean your heart out. Your emotions just have not been able to dim down a little bit and become more friends with you. These emotions here, this grief, this heartache, this abandonment, this fear overall, that's what all of these emotions go back to, is just fear. It's like a little big bad dog in the corner, but you're out in the open room and you're still afraid of the little dog looking at you and barking, but you have that dog in the corner. So who are you going to alpha in order to move forward to get your omega? The dog or you? The dog. And then you can focus on you, because that whole time that dog is just going to be bothering you. It is just going to be threatening you. It's just going to be intimidating you. You know it's there, but you're not going to do anything about it. But it's just going to create more havoc in your arc. Okay, and that's not what Lord wants for you. All right, let's see this masculine tarot deck. And if the Emperor comes out, I'm going to shit my pants. I swear, I'm going to spiritual shit my pants. Well, good, I don't have to do that. But 8 of Pentacles is here. I love it. Once again, he is strongly confirming everything that he is saying. You have 8 of Wands. As soon as you light that fire and you're able to move everything out in the direction to call that water upon you, everything will form around your true communication of your inside and outside strength to give you everything that you've ever needed. Okay. Also, 8 times 4 is 32, and that's 2 against 3 and 3 against 2 within your 5. And that also leads us back to Luke 12:49, not peace but division. When he speaks of the father against son and the mother against daughter, then it goes down and within those leaves to the mother against daughter-in-law and the son against father-in-law, or son-in-law against the father. It's 2 against 3 and 3 against 2 at all times. If you don't believe me, you can look it up, but it's right here. And he's telling you, your 2 and your 3 have to be together at all times, your air and your water, in order to cleanse out that fire on earth. Okay, it is beautiful. Let's see what the bottom of the deck is. 9 of Cups. You are joking me, Lord. I already spoke of that 9 of Cups because of that 6 of Cups and everything else that was going to come. Oh my gosh, that Queen of Cups as well. Once you're able to fill your own self-love cup club, that's what I said. And that 9 of Cups here is just continuing to refract back because there's too many swords in your damn heart. The inside and the outside has 6 swords total. So you have to 6 swords your ass away in order to gain your 6 of Cups, in order to move forward, to gain that 6 of Pentacles. But that 9 will always come because Jesus is there for you. And if there's 9 of Cups here, sweetheart, 9 of 3s, you're also going to have 9 of 4s, which is this beautiful potential to just be alone and by yourself and be self-sufficient. You do not need anyone else. You do not need anyone else, honey. You have the power. Your mother fucking tricked you because she was tricked herself. Father, forgive them because they do not know what they do. She's still in sleep mode and you're starting to wake up. Last card. The Hanged Man. Absolutely. Hanged Man, we are suffering in our water here. We are hanging upside down on our own cross instead of just jumping off and risking the die for Jesus here, because once you die for Christ, you actually gain for his life, and then you are saved by grace through faith. 12 is also here, and 2 plus 1 is 3, that Empress energy. So now you see how many times he had to divide that to get to the main source, to root you back to that 3 energy, that Empress itself. 12 is also going to be the backwards reflection or the frontwards, depending on which way you're looking at it from, a 6 or a 9, but it's also going to be the world. 21. So when you're no longer hanging in your hanged man and you decide to surrender, your world will also be turned up right side up and things will move forward for you in that direction. The Empress again. See, I told you. This is where your root is. You're 5 and 1. You're the start of your tower. And this is your all the way of that funnel, that spectrum. Look at all you have to do is stop suffering and then boom, you're the Empress. Love you. Wounds into light.